Path of Nowhere is constantly introducing more and more quality of life. For those of you who aren't familiar with Path of Nowhere, it's very similar to Arknights. It's the same tower defense setup, it's got the same sort of story layout, it's got the same general vibe, upgrade path, and everything else. But one big upside that Path of Nowhere has over Arknights is, hey, we have a sweep feature where if we want to clear a stage multiple times, we can just say, do it. Arknights catch up. Don't know what your problem is, but anyways, back to Path of Nowhere. One of the newest pieces of quality of life that they've introduced to the game is help for a lot of players. I thought this was only going to help veteran players at first, but the more I've thought about it, the more it helps everyone. If you look at the size of my roster, I have every character except the latest A rank Rumina. I haven't done the event yet, I don't have Rumina, but I have everyone else. And when I'm shifting through this, I'm trying to look for one particular person. I'm trying to find Bianca. It's very difficult for me to find Bianca, right? There's no like search bar here where I can just type in Bianca's name and find her. So, Path of Nowhere, this latest update, introduced the tag system. And now every single character has a list of tags associated with them. You can see all the tags here on the left, but I'm going to use Rahu as an example. I click on Rahu. She has 3 tags. She's a physical damage support, which is true, an attack speed support, which is not true, and a lethality immunity, which is true if you have her ECB. So, when I say that this is a really nice feature, it comes with a caveat, and the caveat here is that this feature lies to you. Rahu does make enemies increase physical damage, that is true. But Rahu does not increase the attack speed of her allies. She increases her own attack speed if you have her reforge, but she doesn't do anything to support her allies' attack speed, and even then, like, you need her reforge. Like, why is attack speed even mentioned on this character? I couldn't tell you. And the same thing can be said in so many areas. Where if a brand new player, right? A brand new player starting off, and they're like, wow, everyone is talking about the burn team. You can click burn, and you have a pretty good idea of what you need to work towards as a new player. This is actually a really good feature. And you can do the same thing with like, oh, everyone's telling me life loss is super strong. Wow, that's crazy. All the life loss centers are right here. And in fact, if a new player builds all 5 of these centers, awesome. That is great. And same thing, you know, every single team. Shattered Blade, awesome, great team. If a new player sees that, I want to play the Shattered Blade team, they click this, they build all 3 of those centers, I love it. This is the first step that Path of Nowhere needs to take to replace channels like mine, right? To make my job irrelevant in sort of breaking down and explaining how Path of Nowhere works. But the problem we get to is how this tag system lies to you. And they really tried to force 3 tags on every single character, but not every character can fit 3 tags. And the way I'm really going to look at that, the most obvious one, healing support. Now, obviously, a new player clicks on healing support, and they're looking for healers, right? They want to find Hamel. That's what they want to find. They want to find Ariel and Kokolik and Shin and all these others. But, like, who is using Hela to heal? Hela only heals herself by running away. She doesn't actually do any healing support. Sure, she heals herself, but like that's not what... It's very misleading to put Hela in the healing support category. And among that same line, Christina? Christina's in the healing support category? Because if she uses her ultimate on somebody and then that person hits her, she heals for little bits? Like, if Christina is being actively attacked in a short duration after she uses her ultimate, she can heal. But like, there's no reason why Christina should be in the healing support tag. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, Path of Nowhere is actively misleading players into thinking that these characters do stuff that they don't actually do. And again, the most obvious is healing support, but I showed it earlier with Rahu as well. where there's like attack speed support. Let's find that one. Attack speed support. Like, yes, Rahu does get attack speed from her Reforge. You got me. Pepper does get attack speed from her ultimate. That only applies to herself. Like, why are these centers being recommended? And Lissandra, like, that's also misleading because Lissandra only increases the attack speed of Aurum Secretum turrets, and the only Aurum Secretum turret that normal attacks you can make use of the attack speed is Hypatia. So yes, Lissandra is an attack speed support for Hypatia, one singular character. Like, congratulations. It's so close to being good. And it's technically correct in the way that they've built this. But being technically correct does not mean that it's actually correct. Like, again, like healing support, who's bringing Hela to heal your team? It's not a thing. And then we've also got some weird tags, like Petrification. Like, yeah, Countess Chelsea does inflict Petrification, but it's such a niche effect that's only applied to one center that it never sees any player mentioned. Like, there shouldn't be an entire control type, because players, especially new players, will get confused, and they will think that Petrification is like a much more dynamic condition than it truly is. So I love and hate this tag system, because like true damage, all the centers who do true damage, I love it. I'm not being facetious when I say that I love that if I click on true damage, I can find every center who does true damage. It helps me find my centers, right? If I'm looking for Augustus in my box and I have no idea where she is, I click true damage and boom, I find Augustus. It makes my life really easy, sorting through all of my centers. But a new player is going to see that true damage tag, and they're going to be like, oh, Zoya does true damage. When she doesn't. Note that Zoya does do physical damage, and her ultimate does physical damage. In fact, the only true damage that she has is every 2 times Zoya performs her normal attack, her next normal attack deals additional true damage equal to 2% of their current HP. That's right, every 3rd hit does a small tick of true damage. Zoya herself does not do true damage. Every 3rd hit will do a small portion of true damage. But that's not enough to be like, oh, Zoya is a true damage center. I think that's misleading, especially to new players. I know that Zoya is not a real true damage center because I've played the game for almost 3.5 years now. But a new player is not going to know any better. And like the same thing with Serpent. Like Serpent, you need her Reforge for her to do true damage. Like you're going to be misleading players if Serpent is in true damage when she's level 20. Like it's misleading at best. And the last thing I want to say about this is that even though like this is a great system for me to help sort things through, and even though they do have some kinks to work out to make sure that it's more approachable for new players, there is one more thing that they're not doing now that they really should. I'm going to click on the summon tag. Remember when I said I didn't have Rumina? Rumina doesn't exist on this filter. There's no like not owned section. If I go to Endura's, Rumina's not here. I can't find any info on Rumina because I don't own her. And the problem that I have there is that the reason why this tag system is so close to being so good is because if a new player hops on and they see this filter system and they click Life Loss, they will be able to see the entire Life Loss team. Except they won't, because a new player is not going to own any of these centers. And even though this could be a great resource to say like a not owned section and show like Jasmine, Drea, and Levy, right? New players would be able to see that and be like, oh, these are the centers I want to work towards. This is the team I want to build. This is what I want to do. Instead of being able to do that, they're just going to be like, oh, there's only one Life Loss center in the entire game. There's no reason to play around this. Because even though it sounds ridiculous, for a new player, it might as well be true. Because it's happened with other tags. There's only one Petrification. There's only one Purify. I think there's 2 dispels technically, I guess, with Ariel's Reforge as a dispel. Like, these are super neat. Like, one revival, I guess Cassian revives himself. You got me. These are super niche tags, and a new player isn't going to be able to tell what a super niche tag looks like and what like their incomplete roster looks like. A new player has no idea that like Bianca exists in the weak spot. They're going to see these 3 and they're going to be like, wow, the weak spot team must suck, because they don't own Bianca, and there's no section to say like, hey, Bianca's here. So I really think that this tag system is genuinely a good addition. I love the fact that you can go to 11 and be like, oh yeah, she does summons and fears. Cool. This is completely accurate. Core damage, summons, and fear. That's great. I love it. And I love the fact that like a newer player can click on it and be like, I want to run the Orm Secretum team. And there's the Orm Secretum centers. It's great. I love it. But it needs some refining. It needs to remove some of the misleading categorizations, with like Zoya being a true damage center, even though she does mostly physical damage. With, for whatever reason, centers like Pepper and Rahu being considered attack speed support, even though they're only buffing their own attack speed, and even then Rahu's only doing it when she has her Reforge. And having really niche tags, I mean, yes, I guess that Countess Chelsea does apply Petrification. But unless we're getting more Petrification centers in the future, this is an obsolete tag that's going to confuse or mislead certain players. And especially some of these more important tags like healing support. I mean, players are going to get real confused when they bring they bring Lissandra into the team, like, well, why isn't Lissandra healing my team when she's only capable of healing Orm Secretum creatures? Like, you can't use these centers as they're being advertised. And it's not true for all centers. Like, some centers do work as advertised. Like, Eve is a summon support. Hilda is an Orm Secretum summon support. Stargazer is a summon support. But these others, like, not really. I mean, Summoner does have some summon support in her Reforge that half the players aren't going to use anyways. And Hypatia, I don't even know what they're talking about with Hypatia, because I guess she buffs her own summon? Like, that's the only thing I can think of. So, we're so close to having, like, a genuinely great addition. Like, most of the additions, most of the quality of life that Path has introduced have been, like, immaculate. And I greatly appreciate the teams features, the preset crime brands, the rating, how they've kind of shifted how the stamina income works. Like, there's a lot of things that they have changed over the years that have been genuinely good improvements. But this tag system needs help. Anyways, that's the video. I had a live stream this morning, I had a live stream this afternoon that I had scheduled, and then I remembered that I had an appointment already scheduled at the same time as that live stream, so I canceled it at the last second. And if anybody was waiting on that live stream, I'm sorry, I forgot I had an appointment. And I'll do that live stream sometime soon. Data Crevice, EX stages, and other stuff. If you guys want to catch me then, go check out my live streams. Hit subscribe. Actually, wait. Ooh, fun thing. Look at unmaximize the video. See it, make it so that you can see my channel name, right? You can see the I don't care L, and then right next to it, it says subscribe. I've seen it happen on a few other channels. Does that thing light up when I say the word subscribe? Does it go from white to like a little red ring? I mean, like, seriously, look at it. I'm not pulling your leg here. Maybe I am, because I've seen it happen with other channels. I'm not sure if it happens on mine. But when I say subscribe, does it turn red? And I'm going to try it a few times just to see if it works. Subscribe. Also, like and share the video. Okay, thanks. Bye. Have a nice day.